So there's this idea floating around the internet right now that if you're attractive enough, your life is basically solved. You'll get the girlfriend, you'll get the attention, you'll get confidence, and everything will magically fall into place. And honestly, I think that's complete BS. Now, before people start typing angry comments, hear me out. I think taking care of yourself is a good thing. I think you should want to look presentable, take a shower, get a haircut, wear clothes that actually fit, go to the gym and stay in shape, brush your teeth. Those are all positive things. Nobody is saying, even me, you should look like you just rolled out of a dumpster behind a Taco Bell. But there's a huge difference between taking care of yourself and making your entire life revolve around becoming as attractive as possible. That's where this whole looksmaxxing trend comes in. For people who don't know what looksmaxxing is, it's basically the idea of optimizing every single aspect of your appearance to become more attractive. And at first glance, that doesn't sound too crazy. Most people want to improve themselves in some kind of way. The problem is that looksmaxxing takes that idea and turns it into an obsession. It's not just about going to the gym anymore. It's now fixing your jawline, your eyebrows, your smile, your skin, your hair, your posture, your eyes, even your face angles and pictures. At some point, it starts feeling less like a self-improvement journey and more like you're trying to create your own custom character in a video game, except it's yourself in real life. And look, I'm not trying to attack the creators who make this content or promote it or live by it. They're building businesses, building audiences, and clearly there are people who enjoy it. But I think the message underneath it is flawed. Because underneath all of this belief that if you can just become attractive enough, then dating will finally become easy, that you'll finally get a girlfriend, that girls will suddenly be interested in you, then you'll finally be happy, I just don't think that's true. Will being more attractive help you? Sure, absolutely. If you lose some weight, build some muscle, dress yourself up, and genuinely take care of yourself, you're probably going to get more attention than before. You'll get more matches on Tinder, Hinge, and a few extra first dates. I'm not denying that. But when people talk about looksmaxxing online, they act like it's the missing piece of the puzzle. Like once your jawline reaches a certain level, women will start spawning into your living room, and that's just not how real life works. Because once again, attraction might get your foot in the door, but it doesn't keep somebody around for you. Think about it this way. Let's say you're the most attractive guy in the room. Cool. Can you hold a conversation? Can you make her laugh? Do you have confidence? Do you have goals? Do you have values? Do you know how to communicate? Can you build a relationship? Because none of those things come from having perfect eyebrows or the perfect jawline. Nobody gets married because they found somebody with elite cheekbone genetics, right? Real relationships are built on way more than that. And honestly, I think one of the biggest problems with looksmaxxing is what it does to people's mindsets. Because the more content you consume, the more you start believing every little thing about yourself is broken. Your jawline isn't sharp enough, your nose isn't perfect, your eyes aren't right, your hair isn't good enough, your face isn't symmetrical enough, and suddenly you're spending every day staring into the mirror looking for flaws that nobody else even notices. And here's the funny thing. I've met guys who are objectively attractive who struggle with dating, and I've met completely average looking dudes who somehow always have girlfriends. Why? Because attraction is only one piece of the equation. People want to be around people who make them feel good, people who is fun, confident, kind, has their own life, and at the end of the day, no girl is going to date you solely because of how you look. And if she does, I'd be a little concerned about that relationship in the first place, because that's not a real foundation. It's cliche, but looks fade, people age, hair falls out, wrinkles happen, life happens. And if the only thing holding a relationship together is physical attraction, that's probably not a relationship that's going to last very long. Again, just to summarize, if your goal is finding a girlfriend, building a healthy relationship, and eventually finding someone you want to spend the rest of your life with, there are way more important things you should be working on than whether your jawline is sharp enough. But okay, if looksmaxxing isn't the answer, then what is? What's the reality? Because I don't want to sit here with just me saying this thing is stupid and it's dumb and blah 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 without me actually explaining what I think matters instead. And honestly, the reality is a lot less exciting than social media makes it seem. Relationships are just relationships. That's it. A dating relationship isn't some magical thing that operates under completely different rules than every other relationship in your life. Think about your friendships. Think about your relationship with your parents, your siblings, your coworkers, the people you're closest to. Why are you close to them? It's probably not because they have a sharp jawline. It's probably not because they have perfect hair. You're close to them because of who they are, because you trust them, because they show up for you, because they care about you, because they make your life better, and dating is really no different. Now, obviously, physical attraction matters more in a romantic relationship than it does in a friendship. I'm not saying here and pretending looks don't matter at all. They definitely do. People need some level of attraction to each other. Otherwise, nobody's going to ask anybody out, go on dates, or become boyfriend-girlfriend. That's just reality. There are billions of people on this planet, and I'm not romantically attracted to all of them. Neither are you, and that's normal. But what I think people get wrong is assuming attraction is only physical, like I said earlier. Because attraction can come from a lot of different places. Sure, there's physical attraction, that's the obvious one. You see somebody and you think they're cute, simple enough. But attraction can also come from somebody's personality, their sense of humor, how they carry themselves, how they treat people. Think about it. Have you ever met somebody who was average looking at first, but the more you got to know them, the more attractive they became? I think a lot of people do. And the opposite also happens too. Somebody you meet could be incredibly attractive on face value, but after you get to talk to them for 10 minutes, you're just like, holy cow, this chick is ugly because she's so annoying to listen to. And this goes for girls to guys too. So like guys can be annoying as well. I'm just saying in this instance, right? Again, attraction isn't just a face, it's a full package. And when you start looking at healthy relationships, you start to notice that the things that keep people together are not their looks. It's trust, it's values, it's communications, it's an understanding of each other. It's being willing to disagree without the relationship exploding. Eventually, every relationship leaves the honeymoon phase. Eventually, life happens, people get stressed, people have bad days, conflict happens. And when that does happen, nobody's sitting there in an argument thinking, well, he has a great jawline, so I guess everything's fine. What matters is you're dependable, whether you're honest, whether you listen, whether you're willing to grow. And again, that's why I think the obsession with looksmaxxing misses the entire point. Because even if this looksmaxxing works and you become attractive, then what, right? Are you more trustworthy, caring, mature? Probably not. You probably have only just grown an ego. Again, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying you shouldn't take care of yourself once again. You should go to the gym, eat better, dress well, get a haircut, have good hygiene. All of those things are great. They can improve your confidence and they can improve your health. And yes, they objectively make you more attractive. The problem starts when your entire self-worth becomes tied to your appearance. When every problem in your dating life gets blamed on how you look. Because at that point, you're no longer improving yourself. You're just constantly convincing yourself you're not good enough. And once again, if your goal is finding a girlfriend and eventually building a healthy relationship, focusing solely on your appearance isn't the best answer. Becoming somebody worth building a life with is. So if this idea of looksmaxxing and just focusing on our looks and improving our looks isn't the answer, then what actually matters? Well, honestly, I think it's pretty simple. What actually matters is becoming somebody worth being in a relationship with. And I know that sounds incredibly boring compared to all the crazy advice you could possibly hear. I think people get way too caught up in the early stages of dating, the first, second, third date, and don't get me wrong, those things matter to an extent. Obviously, you need to go on to dates if you want to get into a relationship, but at the end of the day, that's not the goal. The goal isn't collecting dates or phone numbers or matches on Tinder. The goal is finding one person. Just one. One person that you love, one person that loves you, one person that you can build a life with. That's what actually matters, and I think social media has completely twisted that idea. People act like it's a huge flex to have a bunch of women interested in them. People act like it's a huge flex to be able to get any girl they want. People act like success in dating is measured by how many options you have, and maybe that's cool for about 5 minutes, but then what? Let's say I go on 100 first dates. Cool, what did I accomplish? If I don't have any meaningful relationship at the end of those 100 dates, who cares? I could go on 1,000, 20,000. I could get all the matches in the world, all the attention in the world. But at the end of the day, without a healthy relationship, without a family, without somebody I genuinely love and care about, then none of that really mattered. It was just vanity, it was just attention, and it was just validation. And that's where I think so many people miss the point and why so many people get sucked into looksmaxxing. Let me ask you a question. Why do you want a girlfriend? Seriously, think about it for a second. Why do you want to date? Because odds are, it's not because you want somebody attractive to stare at all day. That sounds ridiculous. You can see attractive people literally everywhere. Social media, Instagram, TikTok, TV, the gym, a grocery store. That's not what people are actually looking for. What people want is connection. That's what we're all chasing. Men want it, women want it, everybody wants it. We want somebody who understands us, somebody who shares our values, somebody who makes us laugh, somebody who we can talk to at the end of a long day, somebody who's there when life's difficult and to celebrate our wins and help us through our losses. That's what relationships are built on, and that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for jaw lines or eyebrows or perfect Instagram photos. We're looking for connection. And when you find somebody like that, something really cool happens. Years go by, you make memories together, you go through difficult moments too, but you grow. And over 10 years, 20, 30, 50, hopefully, you'll still have each other. And that's what matters. And that's what the goal should be. Not becoming the most attractive guy in the room, not becoming some dating machine, not becoming somebody who gets endless attention online, but somebody who gets a real relationship. Looks fade. They just do. We all get older, hair falls out, wrinkles show up, bodies change, nobody escapes that. But the things that actually matter don't fade. Character, trust, shared memories, love. The connection you've built with another person is infinitely more valuable than how attractive either of you are. So, if you were to ask me what actually matters and why you don't need looksmaxxing, my answer is pretty simple. Be a good person, develop strong values, become somebody who is trustworthy, confident, reliable, willing to sacrifice for the people they care about, and then go find somebody who shares your vision, complements your strengths, and fills in your weaknesses, somebody who makes you want to become better. That's what matters. Overall, don't make your appearance your identity. Don't make your appearance your entire self-worth, because the idea that looks are the only thing that matters in dating is a lie. And the sooner people stop buying into it, the sooner they can start focusing on the things that actually build meaningful relationships. And once again, that's ultimately the entire point. But now that you know that looks alone will never build a meaningful relationship, there's something even more important than finding the right person: knowing how to spot the wrong one before they waste your time and damage your life and your confidence. So check out this video where I break down the red flags in dating you need to watch out for, because becoming a great partner means nothing if you end up with somebody who isn't worth building a life with.